Hello, my name's Uncle Ted, your ice cream alchemist with ice cream every day, and today we're going to do yogurt at home. It's real easy and simple. All it is milk and, oddly enough, cultured yogurt. Now, I got this little tub of yogurt for 50 cents. It has active cultures in it, and that's what you want to use. The next step is we're going to go ahead and fill up an empty 1-gallon container with some hot tap water, the hottest we can. If your tap water doesn't get that hot, go ahead and heat some up on the stove. Basically what we need to do is preheat our cooler so that it's nice and toasty when we put our culture in there. Next, we're going to go ahead and pour in our gallon of cold milk. Now I'm using whole milk. Now, it works out better just because you want those butter fats. Some people will use skim, whatever you want to do. I'm using the whole milk, and once I get that poured in, then I'll turn it on low and slowly bring that up. Now, keep in mind, you're going to have to keep stirring this. You can't walk away from this, otherwise it's just going to stick. It's going to make a huge mess, so you want to keep stirring it. This way, you're not making a mess out of your stock pot. If you have a non-stick pot, great for you. They're a little expensive, so I'm doing it this way. In fact, that's actually why I'm doing yogurt, is because yogurt's cheap. Yogurt, I'm doing this for about $2.50. So this is a really great bargain, and frozen yogurt is going to be just a wonderful thing to make. We want to heat this until it gets to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get it a little hotter, but 160 is your ballpark. You don't want to go too low. And once we get that heated up, just measure it. I'm using my candy thermometer and get it up to 160 degrees, and then you're ready for the next step. Next, we need to cool this down to between 95 and 110 degrees. What I do is I put this in a cold water bath in my sink and stir it. And this will cool down here in a few minutes. It actually cools down rather quickly in the cold water bath. And I have my thermometer once again just to keep track of the temperature, because I don't want to get it too cool. I need to keep it above 95 degrees. And once that's done, then I'm ready for the next step. Next, we're going to add our active cultures. Now, I'm using some yogurt that I had made last week. For starting out from scratch, you might want to go ahead and buy some, like I show up in front of the video. And like I said, I bought that for 50 cents. Just add that to your yogurt, stir it real well, mix it, use a whisk if you need to, but get it mixed as best as possible. And that's really all there is to it. Once you've done that, then you're ready to go ahead and jar it. For containers, I use glass jars with a screw lid. You can use mason jars if you'd like. I prefer glass. Plastic, yeah, you can get away with plastic, but honestly, you're going to want to use glass just because you can clean glass off better and make sure that it's a good and clean thing. Remember, we're going to put this in a warm spot for 12 hours, and you want to make sure that you've got better control over the cooties that you do grow, and make sure that you keep the bad cooties out. It is a culture, so you got to be careful. So I'm using glass, and what I do is I just grab a cup and start dumping it in. That's why I'm not using a ladle, because I'm not going to sit there for an hour ladling the stuff in a quarter of a cup at a time. So just dump it in your jars. I give myself about a half an inch over the top. You don't need to, it's not going to expand. I just give myself some room. But that's really all there is to it. You just go ahead and put it in jars, screw the lid tight, and you're good to go. Next, I'm going to pull out my milk jug containers out of the cooler. I'm going to add some fresh ones with fresh hot water. It's up to you how you do it, but basically we want to have as much hot water as possible in there, and we want it as hot as possible without boiling and melting your plastic. And the whole point is you want to make sure that you have a nice warm environment. We're going to go ahead and put a towel on top of that, and then I'm going to cover the whole cooler with a blanket. And this way it's all tucked away and nice and cozy, and we're going to give our cultures 12 hours overnight to go ahead and do their thing and get busy and turn into some yogurt. After 12 hours, you're ready. Just go ahead and take the blanket off, pull out your jars, put them in the refrigerator, let them get cool. You want to store this in the refrigerator, obviously, and once it's ready, you are able to make yogurt smoothies, frozen yogurt, dumping on some granola for breakfast, whatever you want to do, you've got yogurt now. And this is the easiest way that I know of to do it. And yogurt is so versatile, really, there are so many things you can do with it. It's a great marinade, it's a great dip, it's low fat, and it's higher in protein than other dairy products. Now, I do want to thank you for watching. please click subscribe and make sure to click that like button. And remember, if you're not eating ice cream for breakfast, what's the point of being an adult?